B and today I'm going to be doing a long overdue wrap up. So I haven't done a wrap up video since February, so I'm gonna do short little clips and short little sections for each different month that I haven't done a wrap up for you guys, and then at the end I'm gonna talk about my June TBR. I have not read any books in June yet, so I am super excited to start reading. I think this video is going up while I'm on holiday, so fingers crossed I should have started reading something by then. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm going off what everything is on Goodreads, so fingers crossed I documented everything well over on there. My link for Goodreads will be down below, so if you want to go and add me, you are more than welcome. Everyone needs more bookish friends in their lives. So the first book I read during the month of March was This Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. Now, I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. I loved this book. The characters in here are just amazing. Now, seeing as I'm going back to March, I can't really remember exactly the feelings I had when I read this book, but I did document myself reading the end of this book and reading the second book in like a reading vlog type thing, so I'll have that linked so you can go and see my full thoughts on the books just after I'd read them. So obviously the second book I read during the month of March was Our Dark Duet. I gave this book 5 stars and this book absolutely shook me. I adore this book. It was probably one of my favourite books of this year so far. So I urge you guys, if you have not already, go and read the This Savage Song duology by V.E. Schwab because it is amazing. Like, you will not regret reading this series. Okay, so the next book I read during the month of March was The City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare, the second book in the Mortal Instruments series. I gave this book 3 stars. Again, it took me quite a while to read this book. I actually think I started it before This Savage Song and finished it after Our Dark Duet, so I was kind of reading it alongside those two, and it took me quite a while to finish. But I did finish it and it was a good book, but again, I had read this before and I had watched the TV show and I knew what was going to happen, so yeah. 3 stars for this guy. So the next book that I read in March, and this is actually the last book I read in March, is City of Glass. This is the 3rd book in the Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare. I gave this book 4 stars. I really enjoy this book. This is one of my favourite books, and that is because it is set in Alicante, and I just love reading about all of the world there and all of the like traditions and stuff that they have. So yeah, I gave this one a 4 star. So that was all of the books that I read during the month of March. Now during April I had a pretty shit time. I only read 2 books during the month of April. The first one being Beast by A. Zavaralli. It's kind of a twist on Beauty and the Beast. It's actually a very horror and graphic based twist on Beauty and the Beast. It's very, very adult. That's all I'm gonna say about it. I gave it 2 star only because it was very short and it was very crudely written. I definitely think that more feelings could have been brought in, but basically every single scene had something that could have gone slightly different. So yeah, I gave it 2 star. The second book and last book that I read during the month of April was A Shade of Vampire by Bella Forrest. Both of these I did read on my Kindle, so I don't have the physical book to show you. So yeah, I've read A Shade of Vampire before. I absolutely love this series. I gave it 3 stars for this reread, mainly because it's very short and there's not a lot that goes on within the book. Basically, she turns up, she's a vampire's, I don't even know what to call her basically, and then basically she gets sent home again. The second book and the books after this book are very much longer and more in-depth and stuff like that, so I am currently trying to read the second book, but I just can't get past this one section, so I'll probably have thoughts on that in another wrap up. So May this year was probably my best reading month. I have read 9 books during the month of May, and I am so happy with the amount of books that I've read. Most, in fact, all of these have been read on my Kindle. I did discuss my currently reading kind of struggles in a Get Ready With Me that I posted a week ago. So if you want a more in-depth discussion of how I'm feeling about reading, definitely go and watch that. It'll be linked in the description and in a card somewhere. So yeah. I have been reading on my Kindle. So the next 8 books, I've read 1 physical book during the month of May. So the first book I read during the month of May was Legacy. It's the first book in a series called The Huntsman by L.J. Swallow. I gave this book 2 stars. It is very, very, very like amateurly written. There's not a lot of storyline that goes on, there's not a lot of backstory, but yeah, I really love it. It's like a twist on the basic Horseman storyline. It's just basically a 5th horseman that's been involved, and it's really cool. Some of the things that go down are a bit weird, I'm not gonna lie, but it is a really good story. The second book I read was obviously the second book in that series called Bound, and again I gave that book a 2 star. The third book is called Hunted. I have not yet rated this book because I'm still trying to get over my feelings for it. It's probably going to be another 2 star basically. And the next book I read was Guardians, the 4th book in the series, and again I haven't rated it yet. It'll probably be another 2 star though. I definitely suggest going and reading this series because it is a really interesting storyline. It is a really cool twist on what we know as the Horseman already. I definitely suggest reading it if you have not already, or if you haven't even heard of it, definitely go and check it out because it is a really cool storyline and a series. You might like it even more than I do. So the next 4 books I read during the month of May have all been starred 5 stars, and I absolutely loved every single one of them. So the first one is Scythe by Neal Shusterman, and like I said, absolutely amazing. I can't wait until I can buy Thunderhead because I'm definitely going to be reading it as soon as I can get my hands on a physical copy. I absolutely love this. This is the first book that I've read in May that I've actually been able to pick up a physical book and read, so I loved it. I loved everything about it. It's just amazing. Go and read this book. So then after Scythe, during the month of May, I read all 3 of the Shatami trilogy, and I rated every single one a 5 star. I cannot get over the Shatami series. I don't even know how to put my emotions into words about the series. I love it so much. It is so amazing. Like I said in my Get Ready With Me / currently reading video, I was debating whether to read Restore Me because I'm not quite sure where it follows on, how it follows on. I'm definitely gonna have to do some research, or maybe just buy it and read it anyway. But yeah, I absolutely loved all 3 books. So the only thing that really bugged me about the Shatami trilogy was the love triangle between Adam, Juliet and Warner. From the get-go, I never really liked Adam at all. Like, yeah, he was that cute, lovable guy that you can see yourself with, but I don't know, his attitude towards Juliet and her powers just always kind of bugged me. And then as soon as things with Warner started changing, that's when I like started to really not like Adam. So yeah, I And apart from that, I absolutely loved the entire series. It's an amazing, like, almost dystopian supernatural type series, and I gave every single book 5 stars because it's just that amazing. So the last book I read during the month of May was a book called Fear of Falling by S.L. Jennings, and I did talk a little bit about this in my Get Ready With Me, so if you want to see that, it will have been linked at some point during this video. So yeah, I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. I really love the storyline. It's about a girl who's got some quite drastic past trauma and issues that stem from that, and it's all about her coming to terms with her past and trying to fall in love and all of that kind of stuff, and it's really great. And I think it definitely portrays the effects of past trauma really well. Things like PTSD and like panic attacks and all of that kind of thing. It really shows off those problems and those issues and how people can get over it and all of that kind of thing. So yeah, loved that book. So now we come on to my June TBR. I am obviously going on holiday, so I have downloaded quite a few books onto my Kindle. So I'm gonna see which books I come across on my holidays and see which ones I fancy. I'm not gonna list all of the ones that I downloaded, but there are quite a few. Apart from that, I am gonna try and read Caraval while I'm away. No particular reason, it just fits in my bag, it fits quite nicely, and I'm thinking that's going to be my plain read. Another thing that I really want to read is actually True Blood. I have been debating rereading True Blood for quite a while now, and I think it's finally time that I reread it and really like jot down my feelings on the True Blood series. So if I don't get to True Blood yet, it'll probably be the books that I read in July. So look forward to my thoughts and feelings on True Blood. So yeah, that was my March, April and May wrap up and my June-ish TBR. I really hope you liked this video. If you did, then hit that like button and subscribe while you're down there so you don't miss any more of my future videos. I will see you guys on Wednesday with another video.